Nobody cares about what you could have created. They only experience what you have finished. And I think that's a difficult truth for a lot of people to hear, especially for my ambitious one. Ideas are cheap and execution is expensive. You can imagine the company you want to build, skills that you want to master. An idea allows you to experience the future version of yourself without facing the difficult part. And your brain gives you that little amount of dopamine, that little reward that makes you feel like you're going forward. But preparation can be a form of procrastination. But eventually, you're going to have to create. That is why execution is so uncomfortable. Because reality now has a chance to respond. Hi sexy people, welcome back to another video. Please make sure you like, comment and subscribe. And check out my Instagram stories during the week to see what topic you want to pick that I can speak about next. Okay, let's continue. Your brain doesn't know the difference between imagining success and earning it. You imagine launching the business. You imagine mastering the skill. You imagine becoming successful. And for a moment, it feels like progress, but nothing has actually changed. Because the world doesn't reward you for what you imagine. It rewards what you finish. I think this is something a lot of ambitious people struggle with. We don't lack ideas. We don't lack inspiration. We have access to knowledge more than any generation before ever did. We can learn from the best entrepreneurs, artists, scientists, and many more within seconds through the palm of our hands on our phone. But there's a difference between learning something and actually doing it. I say this as someone who struggles with this a lot because I love ideas. I love learning. I love speaking to people who are experts in their field and understanding how they think. People who create incredible things aren't always the ones with the best ideas. They're the people who take an idea and execute. Because ideas are exciting. An idea allows you to experience the future version of yourself without facing the difficult part. You can imagine the company you want to build, skills that you want to master, the person that you want to become. And your brain gives you that little amount of dopamine, that little reward that makes you feel like you're going forward. But preparation can be a form of procrastination. Planning can feel productive, and research can definitely feel productive. But eventually, you're going to have to create. Nobody cares about what you could have created. They only experience what you have finished. And I think that's a difficult truth for a lot of people to hear, especially for my ambitious one. Because finishing something means exposing yourself. It means receiving feedback. It means finding out if your idea actually works. That is why execution is so uncomfortable. Because reality now has a chance to respond. You can keep the idea in your head forever. Trust me. For some of these ideas I would love to, because in your head it's perfect. Nobody can judge your idea. Nobody can reject it. Nobody can tell you it needs improvement or a little tweaking here and there. But the moment you bring the idea out of your head and into the world, you have no choice but to grow. And that is where the real progress happens. The biggest lesson I've learned is that execution is not about being perfect. It's about proving to yourself that you can finish what you started. Because confidence doesn't come from thinking they are capable. Confidence comes from evidence. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build trust because you're becoming someone who follows through on their actions. So how do you actually become better at execution? I'm gonna help you with a few steps. Firstly, make the smallest possible version ever. Lots of people never start because they're too far focused on the results at the end, thinking you need the perfect plan and that everything needs to be perfectly put in place. The first goal should not be quality, it should be completion. Whether that be writing the first page, making the first version, taking the first step, because you can't improve something that does not exist. Secondly, train yourself to become someone who finishes things. Every time you start something, even if it's completely small, make sure you complete the task to completion. Because every time you do this, you prove to yourself that you're someone who can finish this thing. Over time, that changes your identity. And trust me, you'll be faster than you think. Stop becoming someone who says, I'll do it one day. You'll become someone who says, I'm the type of person who follows through. And truth be told, this is something I'm still personally working on. I still have way too many ideas, and I still get excited about multiple possibilities. I've realized the people I admire the most aren't the people who constantly talk about what they're going to be doing. They're the people who create, they finish, they improve, they repeat. They talk about the things that they've actually done. So if you feel like you have potential and you're not moving, maybe you don't need more information. Maybe you don't need another piece of advice. You just need to pick one thing and take it all the way to completion. Your future self does not need another idea from you. They just need proof that they can trust you. So stop collecting advice and start executing. Because ideas are cheap, but execution is expensive. Ideas are cheap. everyone has them. Execution has a price. It costs consistency. It costs patience. It costs becoming the person who actually follows through. And that's why oh so few people do it. And you're one of them.